just overall, from an offensive perspective, obviously last week was tough, but to come out, score on the opening drive, just how important was that to kind of set the tone for today?
Yeah, it was really good for everyone. Obviously last week, left a bitter taste in our mouth, but I think that, we did a good job of using it as fuel and motivation throughout the week. We had, some really hard practices, really physical practices during the week, and we hadn't really, up to this point, been able to kind of capitalize truly off of that first drive of the game. So that was really important for us, and just kind of proved ourselves right, and what the work we put in all week. So yeah, it was great. It was great.
Everyone says run the ball better. What did it take for you guys this week to get a much better rushing attack today?
Yeah, really one thing about running the ball and just really football in general is just the basics. So that's one thing, that lost us, the game last week, unfortunately, and that's something that Coach Arbuckle and the whole entire staff kind of, promoted during the week. Just do your job, do the basics. You don't have to be a superhero. You don't have to do anyone else's job but your own. I think we all kind of took on that role and just went out there with a different mindset and a different physicality to us.
How big was when Stewart went out, when he went out early in the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a great player. We all know it. He's someone you got to game plan for and be ready for, have different looks and checks for. I wouldn't say that we were happy. It's always the next man up game, and obviously prayers out to him and his family. It's unfortunate.
What about you guys? The way you guys were able to convert on third down. How big was that?
It was huge. I mean, that's something any good offense has to have. They have to have a good third down attack, and I think that Coach Arbuckle got us right this week, knowing where to attack the defense, how to do it on third downs, and we ultimately capitalized off of it.
How does that to extend for you, ramping back up into getting bigger and bigger load of snaps on Saturdays, and obviously huge for you in the blocking game today as well?
Yeah, it's been a dream come true. Obviously, my career hasn't gone the way I thought it would. But God has a plan for me, and I've kind of just been trying to put my nose down and stick to that plan. Early in the year, I broke my hand, so I was coming back from that. Obviously, my knee stuff, earlier in my career. So just being able to get out there and prove myself right, and build the trust within the coaches and with really my players, my teammates, was really big for me, and I'm excited to be back out there for sure.
What's been helpful over the last few weeks, having that tough hand injury, kind of working your way back? What's helped through that process?
Really just my support system, my friends, my mom, just the people closest to me. I think that, a lot of times, you can kind of try to put your identity into football, and that's something I had to learn. It wasn't my identity. My identity is in Jesus Christ, and I had to just trust His plan. Trust His journey for me, because everyone's journey is different. Not everyone's going to have the same success story, same story overall, and just trusting that is something that was really helpful for me.
Great.